Perhaps.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is a meeting of the Scituate Zoning Board of Appeals. We're a 5-member board, 3 necessary to have a quorum. My left is John Hallen, a member in the board for some time, 5 years, and Frank Lynch, our second newest member.
I'm the novice, yeah.
And I've been around a while, but I judiciously try to avoid this seat, so so bear with me.
You were the last one here.
I'm Ed Tibbetts. Yeah, they snuck me in. Anyway, I think we have a.
Yeah, I'm gonna just read the Stockbridge Woods or Landing one into the record because they requested a continuance, so you guys can just vote on that. So it's continued from September 18th, 2014, request for the zoning board of appeals to review changes with regard to the comprehensive permit issued on January 16, 2003 to Stockbridge 2 Realty Trust. The project is located at 90 Stockbridge Road, assessors map 054, block 2, parcel 27. We did receive a letter from Attorney Galvin this morning requesting to continue to the November hearing. The engineers are not finished with their review of the drainage.
Motion to continue the hearing?
Sure.
So moved, seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, that's one down, good.
Our second application this evening is John W. O'Donoghue of P.O. Box 868, Scituate, Mass. Requests MGL Chapter 48, Section 6, special permit finding to raise and reconstruct pre-existing non-conforming single-family dwelling and increase the gross floor area by over 20%. The property is located at 44 Crescent Avenue.
That updated from.
All right, we have,
Good evening.
Mr. Guard.
For the record, Attorney Steve Guard here for the applicant. With me is my client, John O'Donoghue, the property owner, his wife, Greg Morse, the project engineer, and Herb Kundick, the project architect. As Nicole read into the minutes of the meeting, this is a request under Section 810.2 for a 48 Section 6 finding to raise and reconstruct a pre-existing non-conforming residential single-family dwelling at 44 Crescent Avenue. The lot itself is pre-existing non-conforming to the extent that it lacks the required frontage at 61 feet roughly, and the lot width at 83 and 78 feet, which I'll explain in a second. But for the most part, the lot is otherwise conforming. The existing single-family residential dwelling is 3,854 square feet, and the proposed residential dwelling is 4,040 square feet, 2 stories. The residential dwelling will, in all other respects, meet the zoning code as well as obviously the state building code. The lot width is actually being reduced by the new structure only because, to the extent that the existing structure is further back from the street than the required 30-foot setback where this house is going to be located, or a portion of this house will be located. So the lot width calculation is then, of course, through the frontage of the house at 78 feet. As you can see, it's sort of a not necessarily a triangular shaped lot, but it does narrow towards the street. Otherwise, the other nonconformities are not within the control, of course, of the applicant. They were existing prior to the construction of the existing home in the new home. So with that, I would ask Mr. Morse to answer any of your questions, or if I didn't hit anything, he could certainly touch on that as well.
I think Steve did a good summary. I'll put the plan up on the board here for anyone in the audience that wants to take a peek at it. As well, members of the board, the plan itself is shown. The property line is in bold. You can see the existing house is in light gray. The proposed house is in the dark bold line here. The non-conforming status of the lot is with respect to the lot frontage. This is in the Residence A district. The frontage requirement is 100 feet. This lot has 60.96 feet. The lot width through the existing dwelling is at 83 feet. The proposed dwelling is 3 feet closer to the street And as Mr. Guard explained, since the lot narrows, the lot width at that location narrows as well to 78 feet. The lot complies with the side yard setbacks at 12.2 feet to the lot to the east and to the west, with a setback of 9.7 feet. The house itself is largely in the same location as the existing house that's there. The square footages that we've proposed result in an increase of 19.8% increase in floor area.
19.8.
Correct.
And what's the existing square footage?
3,854.
Okay, that's a,
Yeah.
That does include the garage, though, as well, in that total calculation.
Includes the finished lower level as well as the garage?
No, it includes the garage square footage and the finished portion of the lower level.
Correct.
Yes.
Whereas the new structure does not include the garage space.
Correct. That's right, right? The new structure does not include the garage space and square footage?
No, the old house didn't have a garage, the new house has a garage, and that is calculated in the square footage.
Okay, so I think by way of clarification, it sounds like the garage is included in the 4,000 square foot number.
No. The
Okay.
4,040 square foot number proposed is simply floor area. If you look at the floor area, that's actually only an increase. I wrote it on the plan
Yep,
over here.
I'm saying
That's
it.
an increase of significantly less. It's
Okay.
an increase of 4% floor area. If you add in the proposed
does not
garage,
include
which is
garage.
576 feet, the floor area, including the garage, makes it so that the structure itself now increases by 19.8.
But we're only concerned with the living area.
Right. And Greg did note it on the plan that the garage space is not included. My
Running the
apologies.
numbers on the plan here, the floor area increases 4%.
so it's under the 20%.
Right. I mean, without my getting my calculator out, we're not increasing the floor area greater than 20%.
Correct.
Because the living space, we're talking about living area,
Correct.
and the existing structure has a living area of 3,854. The proposed structure is 4,040, which you're telling me is about 4%.
Correct.
You don't have to worry about that part. It would seem to me, right?
Under 20%.
Go ahead.
So that's not an issue. So the only issue we have here is reduction in the lot width as measured through the house.
Right, if you may, if I may, sir, I'm John O'Donohue, I own it. One of the reasons we're moving the building forward is because the current structure is encroaching on the 50-foot setback from the cliff. So what we're proposing to do is remove the building from, the new building from the 50-foot setback, and thereby moving it forward a little bit to get it out of the 50-foot setback.
Mr. Tibbetts, if you look where it says proposed deck, you'll see that is being pulled back and thus the, kind of shifting the house forward.
All right, the existing structure is slightly within it, just the corner.
Yes.
And the proposed structure, only the proposed deck is within the 50-foot setback from the bank.
Correct. Which has already been approved by the Conservation Commission.
Okay.
Is it fair to say that the frontage of his house is the same, as consistent on the street? I guess we'd also point out that, calculating the average front yard setback, not that we're asking for that here, but the 30-foot setback is roughly consistent with, 30.9 is consistent with the other houses along that side of the street.
How far you have to get to, but if you get up to the one at the top of the hill, it's much closer. So, I mean, you're meeting the guidelines anyway.
Yeah, we're not asking for the average setback,
No relief.
no. Right. And I think the question would be whether or not that reduction in the lot width is substantially, more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing 83 feet, which I would propose is not.
Do you have a measurement of what the existing
Yes.
lot width is?
80
It's 83.
83.
So it's
82.
decreasing by 5 feet.
5.
82, according to the
Existing
map.
82, what, is that the,
I have lot width existing 83 on the plan on the 10/16/14, and then proposed is 78.
well, I think that it differs a little bit between,
Up here, we have it listed.
there's two different numbers.
Yeah, you got 'em.
82.
Oh, forgive me. Okay, the legend says 83, but the actual
Measurement is
is
82.
82.
So, which one is it?
Just,
Want to go with 82 or 83?
what's the?
Go with 82.
82 is the...
82 to 78.
So is this, I'm sorry, I don't understand the
There's
level
an
width.
82 is right here.
Okay.
So
And-
it's
And what is it
measured,
gonna be?
it's going to be 80, it's going to be 78.
Proposed at 78.
It's because it's measured at the point that the house is,
Okay.
the
Yep, that's
point
it.
measured through the house where it's smallest.
So does this increase the nonconformity?
It increases, well, does it increase it? It's for us to decide, but it is going to make it less conforming.
Okay, less conforming.
Questions from the board?
No, hit the setbacks to the side. Is there a septic system or?
No, it's
down up
town
there?
sewage.
Town sewage up there, okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems pretty straightforward, the only relief there.
Pardon me?
Seems pretty straight, the only relief they're asking is the lot width.
Right.
the
Yeah,
front-
there's
the
no
frontage
change in the
is-
frontage, so the only question is whether the
If there's,
change from 83 to 78 is substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, right? I mean, that's it?
yeah, that's it.
I mean,
I would say, no,
my favorite word when I got on the board was de minimis, but
we could use that.
any questions from the board?
No,
Comments from the audience? Anyone here to speak for or against? Yes, sir. If you could just identify yourself for the record.
It was Sean Mahoney. I live at 45 Crescent. I've been there for 18 years. I've seen the plans. It's going to be a lovely home. It's going to be an addition to the neighborhood. I'm happy to have you there.
thank you.
Anyone else? Entertain a motion?
Motion to grant, let's see, section 4, let's see, 40A, section 6, special permit finding to raise and reconstruct pre-existing non-conforming single-family dwelling and increase the gross square footage
We're not increasing.
by 19%. Or less than 20%.
You don't have to worry about that one.
So we don't have to calculate that, so, let's see, pre-existing. The property location at 44 Crescent Ave. So the only relief they're asking for is,
Yeah, so I always pull out my Gale decision so you need
Oh, sorry.
to identify the two areas of nonconformity first, and then determine whether the alteration or addition would intensify the existing nonconformities or result in additional ones. You know, we're finding that's yes, correct?
yes.
I guess we have to say it intensifies it, so yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's de minimis, I agree with you, that does.
So in our finding, we will find as the, but not the motion for the decision, we'll find that the nonconformity, that being the lot width through the house, has been increased as a result of the proposed raise and reconstruction. We will find that it is not, what's the second step? As Gail writes it?
That it would intensify the existing nonconformity? The answer is yes.
Yes.
And then, if yes, then we have to find that there's no substantial detriment.
That the
So that's-
non-conformity creates
so that's
no
our finding.
substantial.
So that's your
detriment.
finding? Okay.
So motion to find that the proposed raise and reconstruction, although intensifying the nonconformity, does not substantially detriment to the neighborhood. And that we grant the relief requested
In accordance with the plan.
in accordance with the plan dated blah, blah, blah.
September 10th, 14th, revised October 16th, 14th.
Correct.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed. Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
You're all set.
Appreciate it.
Very much, thank you.
Enjoy.
Who gets to write?
That gonna improve the golf game?
That one. Or isn't-
I think it might be my turn. Yeah, I'll take it.
Don, you are?
Is there,
Yeah. I'll have to get my Gale decision out.
Nah.
I think the last one I got assigned, Mike Hayes. End up writing it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
does Steve want to write it? No, I mean, it doesn't, it's whatever you wish. If you've got a draft,
It might speed things up a little.
well, that's really the problem is,
In your free time, you get to write these things.
That's right.
I know.
4 weeks ago, I sat down to do something, I'll tell the whole country, but, and I was working on my computer and I couldn't see anything. I've got pulling back or bleeding in my eye, and it's like, it's perfectly all right, but it's aggravating as heck, because I see you with a little bit of a face.
Will that clear up with time?
Maybe or maybe not. They can do a procedure, but they don't, there's no reason to do it unless they have, they have to. Right. Because the risk of the procedure is greater than the inconvenience. The vitreous, the gel pulls back, and when it does it can sometimes pull and create bleeding. So but it can lead to a detached retina if it's not monitored. So I've been monitoring it for a month now, but I sit down at the computer and I'm like,
No.
and I'm a teacher. I have to work at the computer. I have to-
Yeah.
Of course.
It's on film.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Oh, I guess so.
All right,
Proud.
our third and final application this evening is Martha Nugent, trustee of 568 First Parish Road, request to extend a special permit finding issued on December 11, 2012 to the property located at 568 First Parish Road.
Great. So for the record, Jeff DeLisi representing the applicants, the Stanleys. My clients are purchasing this property. It's under agreement currently, 568 First Parish Road, from the current owners, which is Boston Light Builders, LLC. The predecessor of the current owner was issued a special permit in December of 2012. My client is seeking to extend that special permit. I have in the letter for 1 year, but if we can do a 2-year period, that'd be great. Essentially, they're going to need some time to make certain that they could build a house on the lot. They don't want it to expire. And the building permit had been issued, I think, by Neil at one point in time, and lapsed because I guess nobody ever exercised it. So here we are.
Okay. So without the plan, I'm not going to be able to recall it without looking at the plan, but it was a straight 50-foot frontage request. It doesn't look like it was anything unusual
There was nothing unusual about it. I happen to know the property a bit. There was, it was part of a larger parcel that was split off prior to obtaining permits for that other parcel to have a few house lots and a common driveway. But it's straight off of First Parish Road. First Parish Road. So there's really nothing special about it. There were no challenges to granting the special permit.
So this is just past Route 3A? I mean, Route,
Yeah, so,
the 3A just past Pheasant Hill?
yeah, if you're going west, it's on the right-hand side after Maple Street.
Right.
Yeah.
Maple goes off to the left, Pheasant Hill's on the right.
Yes.
And then there was a small house, and then Gray's house, and then behind it, they
Yes.
opened it up. Those lots in behind are
That's
now
right.
being marketed, and this is just the house that's, or the lot that was created in that subdivision, right?
Yeah, it was, exactly, yep.
Does that make sense to you, Bob? I mean,
Yes.
you would
Yeah, I
have, you would
recall.
have seen this recently in
Planning.
Planning Board. Okay. Any concerns?
No, it's essentially, we just, the decision's already made, but just allow them
Right.
two
Well,
more.
Well, sometimes boards make lousy decisions and we can let it lapse, but since both you and I were on this one, I think.
I like this.
Well, a few years ago, I'm not even certain, I can't remember when the 2-year requirement came in, but I'm not sure if it was before or after this, but there was a period that you guys didn't even have that, but you do now, and that's why we're here.
It is there. I don't see anyone in the audience wishing to speak on this. All right, then a motion to extend the permit? Motion to extend the permit by 2 years?
For 2 years to December 11th, 2016.
16.
Yeah, should be plenty of time, they'll probably be well prior to then.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Is that just, do we need to file a decision on that, Nicole, or is that simply?
Yeah, if Jeff doesn't mind writing something, it's good to have it on the record.
Yeah,
Filed with the clerk
sure.
and all that.
So we'll file it with the clerk, and then it doesn't have to be recorded at the registry or anything.
Right, I mean, if I did the research, I'd probably find it's not necessary to go through that, but I think as belt and suspenders, we probably should.
Okay.
I just-
It's good practice, no
You
doubt.
never, people in building leave and new people come and you may not remember.
Well, I'm not so concerned that it be at the registry, but if it's at least
No.
the record that the decision at the registry is.
The street number of the file in the office, it will
Yep.
come up, so it won't
We
have
won't
any questions.
be sitting here on January 1st saying, oh, sorry, that didn't
Oh,
happen.
that was extended.
What?
Thanks a lot, I'll get that over to you.
All right, thank you, Jeff.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bob, take care.
Well, I'll sit here more often.
Yeah.
That is the fastest, no, 25 minutes.
Yeah, move to adjourn, second. Did you do that part already?
No, not yet, but we don't have anything else we can do, right?
No,
No, because we can't discuss anything.
Can't do any damage.
Okay. Accept the motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have you got a ride? Have you got a ride?
She's probably still waiting.
Game time.
Oh, yeah. It's not raining too badly.